Girl, the music world is buzzing, and it's messy. Burna Boy, one of Afrobeat's biggest stars, is spilling the tea. He's now saying his deal with Diddy wasn't all it was cracked up to be. What looked like a power move may have actually held him back. This Grammy-winning artist is pulling back the curtain on how the music industry really operates. It's the kind of drama that makes you rethink those flashy celebrity partnerships. Buckle up.
What I said is that isn't it weird that the government was so interested in Diddy's baby oil that they took 1,000 bottles away from his house? If the government took 1,000 bottles of baby oil and somebody had things what appeared to be baby oil, and then you have to listen to the prosecutor. He said that they seized 1,000 bottles what allegedly to be baby oil. Allegedly to be baby oil. So that's telling people that it wasn't baby oil. And people think that that was baby oil, they out their mind. I don't believe it was baby oil. Yo, bro, when they went up in there, they knew what they was going to find. They knew what was ever in that baby oil or that those bottles that appeared to be baby oil, they knew about that at first. You got to realize 9 times out of 10, that individual that got caught at the airport, that was supposed to be their carrier, told them what they was doing and what they had. I wouldn't put it past that he told them everything. So when they went up in there, they knew they had to take whatever was out there, and that thing that appeared to be baby oil, they took that. They got to test every last one.
Burna Boy was on top of the world, a Grammy in hand, proudly waving the African flag. Damini Ogulu went from a rising Nigerian star to an Afrofusion powerhouse. African giant lit the fire, but twice as tall pushed him to global fame. The world saw the success, the tours, the headlines, but behind the scenes, it wasn't all perfect. Even giants have their struggles.
How many of those come back to be baby oil? Bro, listen to me. Costco don't sell that much baby oil. Where you know sell that much baby oil?
Yeah, I don't know any store that sell that much baby oil. I know Costco, they came out and said that they don't even sell baby oil.
My sentiments exactly.
But you personally, right, what do you believe was in the baby oil?
If you ever seen a massage parlor being raided and they walking out the people, do they take the massage oil with them when they go? No. They just walk out the people who are being arrested. If you ever seen a person get arrested and the people being arrested in those brothel houses, do they take out the stuff in the brothel houses? No, they don't. They take the individuals who are being arrested out the brothel houses. For them to take 1,000 bottles of baby oil, it's like that they did not leave one. They left people there, but they ain't leave not one bottle. Nobody needed no baby oil. So my whole thing about it is that there was something in that other than baby oil. That's why they took all the bottles. And 9 times out of 10, if I would give it a wild guess, it was, and like some of the people told me, it was probably that GHB.
What's that?
I think it's gamma hydrox. I don't. I looked it up, bro. Let me see. See if I can find it. I know this is just showing everything like that, but oh no. Let me. Yo, somebody tap dance or sing or do something, you know what I'm saying, while I'm doing this. Oh, here it go right here. It's gamma hydroxy butyric. What is it effect on the body? It's a euphoria, drowsiness, decreased anxiety, and memory impairment. It works on the nervous system and gives you this feeling of euphoria. So they take that and rub it on her, and you forget who you are, what you're doing. It can also give you memory loss, drowsiness. And that's under the DEA, the Drug Enforcement Administration.gov.
Started flying. Was Burna Boy really unhappy? Fans were stunned. 1 minute he was living the dream, the next he was posting cryptic messages that sounded like quiet cries for help. Then came Diddy. On paper, it looked like a powerhouse move. Afrobeats collides with a global mogul, but something felt off. Why would a rising giant suddenly need a mentor? Burna started hinting that his voice was being silenced, watered down. The shine started to fade, and the cracks were...
Won't claim it. No, you want to sit around and pretend to like bitch. That's what y'all do. And then you get these hard jostling.
So I'm just
like
curious.
these are the you like half man bitches. No disrespect, but jostling rough.
Shoulders is.
And the way she like running up on, I already know she done strapped up on you.
Ooh. So, Jack, let me ask you. There's one, some of the shocking things
I hear that mean with a harness.
Oh. Okay, not a harness.
Yeah.
So I gotta ask you this. I'm sure somebody's already asked you this, but have you ever been to a P. Diddy party?
Yeah, many, honest.
And so, can you take us through like what goes on, like when you were there?
What did I say when y'all asked me about why was the TD Jakes at the Diddy party?
Yeah.
What'd I say? Money and sex.
That's correct. Were you surprised that there were so many cameras in his houses?
No.
That he was recording these?
He is the J. Edgar Hoover of hip hop.
Okay.
Y'all done seen him put on the pyramid with a skirt?
So let me ask you, when you hear that Cassie was told to hire male escorts to come and what they call freak offs now.
Yeah.
Is that something normal that happens in Hollywood?
Yeah.
Freak offs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody know that. I've been saying it.
Yeah.
How many times I got these is wild.
So do you feel like people, when they hear pink cocaine, Young Miami has to bring across?
Wait, the Tusi.
Yeah, the Tusi. That's what they call.
I found out. I talked to my drug guy because I wanted to be informed. Because people was calling the Tusi, that's calling it the Tunchi. I didn't know which one it was. So I talked to my drug guy, and my drug guy filled me in. And then it made perfect sense. Tusi.
Talk to him.
Drugs with Jaguar.
Let's talk.
Drugs education.
101.
So Tusi is the cocaine, but they take the ketamine and cook it up. And they fold it into the coke. Now, if you don't know what ketamine is what they call on the street special K. It's a veterinary drug. It's a horse tranquilizer. Now, gay men have been using this for years. See, back in the day, if you went to a gay party or a gay rave, there were certain drugs that you would always find on hand. Viagra, ecstasy, special K, and cocaine. Now, see, the cocaine keep you up all night, but unfortunately, it gives you limp noodle because of what the blood flow is. So you want to with a half-hard dick all night. So that's why you had the Viagra to make sure that the dick involuntarily stays hard while you're numbing your fucking self with the coke. Now, see, the ketamine, that's a horse tranquilizer. So that relaxes all your muscles. You could get fucked by 80 fucking ton gorillas. You wouldn't feel a thing. So now, your dick is going to stay hard. You numbed up and you high. You got the ketamine in you so you don't feel shit. And then you add the ecstasy to to put in the feeling that you've now blocked out, and now you got a party.
Freak off cocktail.
You might ask, how bad could the deal really be? Turns out, it was worse than anyone thought. What looked like a powerhouse duo, Burna's Fire and Diddy's industry muscle, may have come with hidden chains. Behind the glossy headlines, insiders claimed the contract was brutal. Smaller, royalties, strict creative limits, even tour control. This wasn't a partnership, this was a quiet takeover. A deal that sparkled on the outside but
I
suffocated.
know a lot of people want to hear these stories and everything like that because this is stuff that happened back in the day. And then maybe that if they knew there was going to ever be a YouTube or they knew there was going to ever be social media, a lot of the stuff probably wouldn't have got played out like it did. But things happen and these are just stories from the past. I would like to use that as, what you call that, just to clear the facts up what's going on. But it all started, we was in Atlanta. And this story starts when I'm with Puff and he's in the exotic bookstores and he's doing shopping, right? He's shopping, getting his stuff and everything like that. So, you know, this is the first time I was ever in an exotic bookstore with Puff. So, you know, I'm giving him his space. He's taking things off the shelves and stuff like that because they gave him a brown paper bag. When they gave him a brown paper bag, he was just putting stuff in there. So I said, damn, you know, he got to go put it on the counter and, you know, show everybody what he's getting. So as he's going, I'm just looking at the places where he's picking stuff from. So there's one part he picked up some things from up here on my left side. And then he picked like quite a few of them down. I'm like, okay. He put them in the bag. So when I went by there and I looked up there and it said butt plugs. And I was like, hey, yo, I was messing with him because people don't understand, you know, we was like friends. He was a part of the same gang. So I'm still going to tease him. I'm still going to mess with him and everything like that. I could do that. It wasn't just no security thing. So I say, yo, what are you getting this for? And it said butt plugs. And he was like, yo, can I do my shopping by myself? I said, yeah, you can do it by yourself, brother. And he started walking and everything like that. So when he got I just waited at the counter. So when he got to the counter, he didn't even have to show the guy nothing. He just gave the guy a wad of money. I mean, like he gave the guy a stack, something like this. And Puff wasn't the dude that carried no 20s and no 50s and nothing like that. And I mean, like, he just said, boom. And we walked out the store. So we had to leave Atlanta and go to North Carolina for a show. You understand? And it was him, this rapper, Sarah, and this other girl. We all got on a G5 jet, and we flew to G4 jet, and we flew to North Carolina. So later on that, I think that afternoon, same day, this rapper and him, they all in the room together. You know, it's Sarah, the girl, Puff, and this dude, this rapper. So,
Burna Boy isn't the first. The music industry is full of artists trapped in bad deals. Prince called himself a slave, and TLC had hits but no money. Diddy's name. It's come up in these stories before. For Burna, the risk was huge. His music, image, and money could all be controlled. Some say Diddy even had a cut of his tours, merch, and endorsements. Imagine building your empire and watching someone else profit from it.
At the door and stuff like that, like, yeah. So then next thing you know, somebody rang the doorbell. We had the presidential suite where we was at. So I opened the door and the dude said, yo, I'm here for my cousin. I said, who your cousin? He said, Ja Rule. I said, well, he busy right now. He said, he busy doing what? I said, he with Puff. They're in the room. They busy. They don't want to be bothered. He said, well, I'm going in there. I said, bro, you ain't going in there because he told me they don't want nobody to be bothering them. He was like, yo, I don't care, man. I'm going in there. That bull like that. I said, yo, bro, Jesus Christ had to come down here and take the air out of my body before you get in that room right there. Watch. He tried to bum rush me. I grabbed it and threw him against the piano. When I threw him into the piano, Puff and Ja Rule runs out the room. Puff got his towel, Ja grabbing his towel, but they butt the naked. And so then Ja was like, yo, what's going on? Yo, Gene, that's my cousin. He know me well. You know, and Puff was like, yo, Gene, what happened? I said, he tried to get in the room. I told him he couldn't get in the room. He was like, Puff looked at Ja. He said, yo, Ja said, you ain't want to go in that room because there's a lot of freaking going on. So I was like, oh, he said it was a lot of freaking going on. So that was basically that story, man. You know what I'm saying? They went back in the room. Dude felt a certain kind of way and he left out. So I seen them at the concert the next day and they tried to, you know, form up against me. But my man Frank was like, I told my man Frank, I was like, yo, Frank, put yourself in that position. Somebody trying to get in the room and Ja told you don't let nobody get in the room. What would you do? Now, y'all can do whatever y'all want to do, man. But you know I ain't taking no losses. So, yo, you good, and that was it. Bro, when Ja said, you don't want to come up in there, a lot of freaky stuff is going on. You got to use your mind. What they was doing with those butt plugs.
Right. Yeah,
that was crazy.
Boots to that girl. She's supposed to be a good bitch. No matter who she with. All the time he putting a groom in her. Of course he thought it was still gonna work. He thinks he's God. Ain't doing shit. Raped the f*** out of that bitch, put the boots to her last time I seen her. Her and her trainer, boyfriend, husband. I don't get no.
So you hear about stories of Diddy like shooting people, blowing up cars.
Yeah.
Is he this gangster that behind the scenes that is that him or is that
Shout out to Wendy Williams, the first woman to uncover the homo thugs. That's what these down low bitches was called when Wendy first started talking about it in the 90s, the homo thug. She talking about Diddy.
And then what's the stuff that's happening with Wendy Williams? Do you think this is all connection to?
Of course. They've been waiting. He's been waiting. He was waiting for Kim. Remember? He was waiting. The casket was ready. She was literally casket ready.
Some people are saying the whole Wendy Williams documentary that she's pretty much allegedly playing this way to keep herself safe from him, from any unaliving.
It's been working for Orlando Brown. Why wouldn't it work for Wendy?
To play crazy.
Why wouldn't it work?
Hey, look. Hey.
The oosh gosh whoosh wash. Orlando's brilliant.
Right.
Yeah.
Y'all spent time with him.
We did.
Yeah.
He's highly intelligent.
Yes.
Imagine what it's been like to wear this character for this long.
No. I can only...
That he does is a character. Actually, the shit he does online is the best acting he does.
Is he speaking truth?
Of course he is.
You know? We see quite on set.
Major pain in his ass. Literally. Since he was a kid.
Man.
And then eating milk, running the fuck around, talking about expensive pain in his ass.
Wait, this is Philly you're talking about now. Wait a minute, Jack.
Fuck me.
Wait a minute.
He's a fucking Fruit Loop. He Diddy fried.
This is Philly.
He's a deep fried period. He Diddy fried. He Diddy fried. He the Diddy do our bop. Fuck me. Real rap.
You think that audio that they put out was real?
Yeah, that was him.
Live on the surface. Burna and Diddy looked like a power duo sharing stages, yachts, and praise online. But behind the scenes, the deal sparked more tension than success. Studio sessions turned into arguments, their visions clashed, and money talks got messy. What started as a dream team fell apart fast. The shine didn't last.
The money. They saw what he did to Cassie. With the kicking, the punching. They saw what they did to Cassie. They know did nobody in America like that. So now, these people are represented by a brand. Whether it's something about the music, clothing, movies, they're not going to come out and speak on nothing that has anything to do with them. And they praying that they not on the tape doing crazy stuff, being oiled up in the whole 9 yards. They praying. So until the feds say, hey, yo, listen here. We got you on, hey, buddy, we got you on this tape. And girl looked like she was pretty young. We're not going to show it, but we need you to come and testify against Brother Love, P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, Sean Combs. That's when they're going to start talking. And they're not going to be talking in his favor. When the feds come to them and show them what they got on tape, because if he had 250 tapes 250 cameras all over the house, somebody got caught stealing a cookie out the cookie jar. It could be your favorite pastor. It could be your favorite politician. But they didn't think they was being watched. And Brother Love was watching.
Yeah, I mean, TD Jakes, haven't even came out and said anything. Him and Diddy was real cool.
Amen. Amen. Yeah, man. And I know the people in the congregation over there is shaking in their boots because this man didn't led them probably allegedly led them to damnation because those people's hearts are going to be broken if that man is seen on those tapes doing anything. Because people always put their faith in the pastor instead of putting their faith in God. And what they need to do is understand that he's just a man. And he has a history. It's not looking too good for him.
So you feel like celebs are worried that they might be on tape?
Oh, they know. That's why they ain't speaking up or saying nothing. Yeah, I was at a Diddy party, but I know I ain't do nothing. When you don't know somebody's taping you, when you don't know that somebody is videoing you in some kind of form of fashion, you got that alcohol, you got the drugs in you, they're a little loose, bruh. They let down all their inhibitions. The music is pumping. He said it himself. He got it so hot in there that you got to take your clothes off. He said that himself, bruh. So a lot of them, like what was what he said? I think a lot of them was being swallowed. Have you ever been swallowed? They tell off on themselves all the time, man. You just got to listen.
But why do you think Diddy had all them hidden cameras?
Bro, when you that powerful, you didn't get that powerful without having one or two or maybe three ups on somebody. Diddy always been the type of individual that wanted to have ups on the next person no matter what they was doing. Like, he always played artists against each other. He did it to Big, he did it to Craig Mack. You understand? I said before.
Diddy's a powerhouse, no doubt, But Burna brought the global fire, a sound, full of rhythm and raw truth. At first, they looked like a perfect team. Then fans noticed something was off. Burna's music changed not in a bold way, but like he was chasing someone else's formula. The vibe dipped. Interviews got tense. His spark faded. What once looked like greatness started to feel like quiet struggle. Burna wasn't just making music, he was sending warnings. And the response? Silence. The price of the game was showing.